Let's begin with your accessory kit. Your 929D serger came with 4 thread nets. These are used to control the flow of decorative or slippery threads as it unravels from the cones. You also have 4 spool caps. These are used when you are using small spools of thread to keep them in place. To hold cones of thread securely, cone holders are included. They can be inverted to hold larger, industrial-sized spools of serger thread. A package of needles, hex wrench for changing needles, a screwdriver, lint cleaning brush, and tweezers to help in threading. An optional accessory is the trim trap, which will help keep your sewing area cleaner. The 929D is also a free arm serger. Simply slide the bed extender off to the left for convenient free arm serging. This is ideal for serging tubular knits or trousers or sleeve hems. To open the front cover, move the latch to the right and tilt the cover towards you. To close the cover, lift the cover and move it slightly to the left. The spring action will pull the cover to a secured position. The Brother 929D serger uses a standard home sewing machine needle. Don't forget that you can use ballpoint needles when you are serging knits and a metallic needle if you have metallic thread in the needle. Let's bring our needles to their highest position by turning the hand wheel counterclockwise. It is important that the hand wheel only be turned in this direction whenever you need to move the needles. To insert or change your needles, use the hex wrench in your accessory package and loosen the set screw located here. Both needles are held by this set screw, so if you are removing or changing just one needle, you need to hold both. Here's a helpful hint. When removing the needles, leave the thread through the eye of the needle. The needle can then easily be retrieved. Remember, it is important to insert the needles as high as they go into the needle ports. If this is done correctly, you will notice that the left needle is slightly higher than the right needle. Home sewing machine needles have a flat side. Remember to insert this flat side towards the back of the machine. Another hint: inspect and change your needles often. Bent or damaged needles can damage the lower looper and cause mechanical problems such as thread breakage. Your serger has easy snap-on, snap-off presser feet. To remove the foot, raise the foot to the highest position with the presser foot lift lever located on the right side of your machine. To release the foot, press the button on the foot holder. You may need to lift up on the foot spring in order to slide the foot out. The needle plate on the serger is similar to those found on sewing machines, but in the needle opening, the plate has stitch fingers, 2 of which are needle-like in appearance and stationary. The third is wider and can be removed for various stitches. As you serge, your thread actually wraps around these stitch fingers. Now, let's reattach the foot. In order to do this, align your presser foot to the presser foot bar and lower your presser foot lift lever in place. The 2 other components that are part of the stitch formation are the loopers. The upper looper is curved and can be seen as it rises above the needle plate. The lower looper is straight and remains under the needle plate. On the left side of your machine are additional controls. From back to front they are differential feed, stitch length, the knife or cutter disengagement, and stitch width. This dial controls the differential feed adjustment. This adjustment controls the speed and the position of the front feed dog for optimal fabric control. You will learn more about this important feature later in the video. To increase the stitch length, turn the dial to the right. To decrease your stitch length, turn the dial to the left. For most serging, you should set this dial between 2 and 3. The control lever to raise or lower the knife is next. To retract the knife, turn the hand wheel counterclockwise until the knife is in its lowest position. Now push this lever away from you. The knife is locked. To release the lock, bring the lever to the unlock position and turn the hand wheel to engage the knife. There is also a stitch width adjustment dial. Markings along this dial indicate the width of your stitch. You can vary the width of your stitch by rotating the control lever towards you to increase the stitch width, and away from you to decrease the stitch width. The R setting is for rolled hems. Except for the knife, the remaining control dials can be adjusted while sewing. The 929D can handle very thin or very thick fabrics consistently by adjusting the presser foot pressure adjustment knob. Located on the top left of the machine, the foot pressure can be increased by turning the knob to the right or decreased by turning the knob to the left. Here's a hint. The seams in the knitted fabrics will wave if the presser foot pressure is too high. To correct this, rotate the dial to the left. The color-coded tension dials at the top front of the machine rotate from 0 to 9, and the default setting is 4 for regular stitching. Just above each of the tension dials, you will find a thread tension release button. There is one for each thread. We will discuss the use of these in the threading section. Here's another hint. If tension dials are set at 0, it is not necessary to use the tension release button.